Full Velocity TV begins now.
Man. Good evening and welcome live to Cyber Thunder, another edition here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for eSport racing. I'm Todd Stanton. Alongside of me in just a few moments will be Phil LeCass, and down there pushing all the controls here tonight, Jack Truan, going to be the producer like I have to do each and every night. Tonight, getting to be the announcer here this evening. Gotta thank our sponsors. First and foremost here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, gotta thank Hanover Record Service, one of our main sponsors here, Hanover Record Service. Visit Tyler Blankenship and those guys out in West Virginia. If you have an issue with a tow, call Hanover Record Service. Also, got to thank iRacing iFlag, iRacingIFlag.com. Go visit those guys. Jeff Brown and those guys do a fantastic job. They have the yellow flag. And I tell you what, the stuff, the product that they put out, puts you a step above the competition. So, iRacingIFlag.com. Also, got to thank BladeNode.com for your server hosting needs as far as VPNs. And then you also have the web hosting for BladeNode.com. If you use the promo code FVRN, that's right, 25% off your first purchase here at BladeNode.com. Also got to thank Monstar Productions, hashtag Make Dirt Track Racing Great Again. Yep, we're at an asphalt track, we're talking about dirt, but Monstar Productions, Jake Keel, make sure you get a hold of him. Monstar Productions does a fantastic job. Also got to thank TDR-Racing.net, our official sponsor of the Turtle here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Also, tonight's Quick Time will be sponsored by Har Motorsports. Har Motorsports is a great addition to our sponsors, and also Evil One Graphics. They're not only good, they are evil. Also, got to thank some of our new sponsors that are coming on. Trash Panda Graphics coming on. We're going to work on getting those guys a logo, and also Voiles Trucking. We got to welcome those guys to sponsors. We're working on getting those guys logos to put on live on our screen on the Full Velocity Racing Network. We're getting locked and loaded. This qualifying session going to be ending here in about 4 seconds. So we're going to go to the starting grid. We'll get more on the sponsorships here for the Make This Great over here for the Cyber Thunder Racing League. So these guys, about 52 seconds left on the qualifying grid. So I might have a couple of seconds here to thank the sponsors here for Cyber Thunder. To get ready to pull up that information, have not rehearsed this like Phil does here each and every night. I know it's Wake Up Heating and Cooling here for the round of 12 here tonight, or round of 12 so far. That is, we're showing the sponsor graphic there, the Cyber Thunder Racing League. So we're just the current chase grid, I should say. So Heating Cooling Company out of Carlisle, Iowa, and that is a great sponsor here, a great addition here for the Cyber Thunder guys. Also got to make mention to the Rolling Thunder Truck Series here on the Cyber Thunder Racing League. Summer schedule Season 1, 2019, Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. practice, 8 p.m. qualifying, open setup. Series admin Corey Danielson, assistant series Shane Weidmiller, excuse me. June 11th, 2019, that's where it's going to begin at Talladega Super Speedway. So as we get locked and loaded for the starting grid, tonight's Quick Time, looks like it's going to go to Jeffrey Orden, in the number 65. So tonight's quick time, our Hard Motorsports quick time here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. His days are put outside here in row number 1. The outside pulls that are going to be Gary Peterson Jr. He is going to roll off in that second starting spot in that number 4. Rolling off third in the number 34, that's Tom Richter. Richter in that number 34, and his days are put outside. He's Edward being in the number 55 machine, rolling off fourth. Rolling off in the 5th position, driving the number 27, that's Jay Morrison. Tanner Rico in the number 42, going to roll off 6. Rolling off 7th is Corey Danielson in the number 5, and William Reber in the number 88, going to roll off in the 8th starting position. Derek in the number 26, going to roll off 5th. Nick in the number 50 is going to roll off in the 10th position. Michael Berg going to roll off 11th in that number 1 machine. Adam West aboard the number 11, he's going to roll off 12th. Rolling off 13th is David Patton aboard the number 38 machine, and Jeremy Hebel in the number 99, going to roll off 14th. Rolling off inside row number 8, driving the number 21, that is Greg Meyer in the number 21, and Ryan Samsel aboard the double knot machine. He's going to roll off 16th. Rolling off 17th is Troy Rightside aboard the number 71, and Shane Weinmiller aboard the number 14, going to roll off in the 18th starting position. Rolling off 19th is Andrew Burr in the number 23, and Dakota Wilkins aboard the number 44 is going to roll off 20th. Rolling off in the 21st starting position, driving the number 84 machine, that's Andrew Payne, and Colton Selleck in the number 9, going to roll off in the 22nd position. 22 cars we have here tonight. I apologize for anybody's name I butchered here tonight as I get used to the Cyber Thunder Racing League and have a little bit of extra time, and I'm not out mowing the grass and getting in here. We will make sure we get those names right. I'll go down and talk to those guys. So again, I apologize for anybody's name I butchered here tonight. Again, we're waiting on Phil to join us here in Michigan as he had to take a late flight out here. I believe it was a concert that he was at here this evening. Has to make his way over to Michigan, so hopefully we'll get this all underway here in just a moment. The car is finally rolling off the grid here, so we'll see what's going to happen. 70 laps will be the distance here of Michigan. Like I said, just looking through the starting grid and the starting order and everything that's going on here is looking down through as we're under yellow flag as of right now. So again, we are pacing. 65 came a little bit late here, so just waiting to see the, like I said, starting order was the number 65 starting on the pole. So we'll wait for these guys to restack and pack themselves here. They're going to get ready to roll here. It's like we are indeed missing somebody up there, just waiting for all the lineup to set up. The green flag is going to go in there. It's iRacing.com pace truck down on pit road. It's Brian Samsel with the race lead here, going down into turn number 1 in the double knot machine. The number 1 machine running in that second spot, that is Michael Berg. Berg right now running in second, side by side. Battle for that third spot is Tom Richter looking to the bottom side. And that number 34 machine to his outside is Andrew Payne, I believe it is. And the number 9 machine is the 84 of Andrew Payne getting around the number 34 here early on in the going. Now a battle for the lead. Berg to the inside of the double knot machine to Ryan Samsel. Drop kick Samsel back spot. Maybe even 2 spots here as they come down the front straightaway. The number 84 drafting here with Michael Berg around the double knot of Ryan Samsel. So put Payne to that second spot. The number 9 running in 4th. Colton doing a fantastic job. And it's a little bit of way back to Tanner in that number 42 machine. Running 6 right now is Tom Richter. So Richter has dropped back just a little bit here early on in the going at Michigan. We're already on lap number 2 here. And now the 38 machine diving down to the bottom side. Patton in the number 38 diving down to Tom Richter. Richter falling through the field like a rock as of right now. Might be a part of his strategy here early on in the going, maybe to save his stuff. The number 27 now breathing down his neck. That is Jay Morris. And that number 27 machine, he looked high, he looked low, he settled back into line. the number 27 machine. Meanwhile, out front, it is Michael Berg leading. And that number 1 machine, second is still Payne. Payne all over the rear bumper, just pushing them here. They're content to ride in line, but Payne's going to jump out of line here for just a second. The number 84 machine, he wants to lead down the back straight away with help from Colton, the number 9 machine, as they dive down to the bottom side here to try to make something happen on Berg. Berg running about the middle of grooves. 84 tries to dive even lower here in Michigan. Is not able to pull off a pass there. It does not look like he got the run that he wanted to. The number 9, Colton, now to the outside. He's challenging for second. Continue to race down the front straightaway here. Continue to race all throughout the field here. Payne still running in that third spot. Here comes Adam Samsel starting to fire back in the double knot machine. As Samsel's going to drop back here rather quickly. It ran back to the 4th position as it looked like Berg and Colton, those guys made short work of the number 00 machine, but right now settled into that 4th spot. Here comes the 42 now diving down to the bottom side. That's Tanner. Side by side battle for that 4th spot as these guys tried to complete the pass here early on to the going here in Michigan. As the number 9 of Colton now dives down to the bottom side. So they're trying to get the drafting effect here. Going to be the first time I've actually ever visited this track here in the iRacing Simulation. Done a lot of dirt tracks here as of late. I'm a dirt track announcer, if you guys can't tell. So I'm going to be short-winded here as much as I can be here. Is asphalt not my forte as much as it used to be. Is short bursts are good for me, but trying to keep pace here and not trying to tire myself out as we're still waiting on Phil to arrive to the speedway. And hopefully he does here in a few moments, so that way he can get into the racing action. He's already missing some great parts of the racing action here. Said he's going to be here about 8:15 Eastern time. I'm about a little bit late here, so I'm not sure what is going on with that guy. But the 42 running in the 4th spot as he dives way down to the bottom below the apron there. As you're going to see a lot here. They're trying to get a run here as he's starting to reel back into number 84 of Andrew Payne. Payne right now running in the 3rd spot. So the 42 of Tanner trying to reel in that number 84, trying to reel in the top 3 per se. Take a gander back through the field just a little bit. Is just looking for some great battles here. And I see Jay Morris who just gave up a position there to Edward in that number 55 machine. He looked down to the bottom side, able to get around Jay Morris in the 27 machine to 71. Right now, Troy Whiteside running in 11th. So that was a good battle there going on momentarily. So we're going to keep on looking through the field to see if we can find some great battles here. Number 23 of Andrew Burr coming up through the field here too. These guys putting on a good race here. They're starting to settle in. Starting to get a little bit single file towards the back. So going to see what's going on. Is Tanner able to get around Payne there for that 3rd spot? The double knot machine of Ryan Samsel running in that 5th spot. But everything gets locked and loaded here, as I believe I've seen Phil join into Team Speed here. Our communications is joining up into the booth, I should say. Let him get locked and loaded. Let him get wind underneath him as we're already on lap number 8 here of 70 at Michigan International Speedway. Number 9 of Colton starting to fall victim there to the number 42. Tanner Talrico in the number 42 machine to the outside. The number 84 also right there until Payne. Looking to see who he's going to go with, who his dancing partner is going to go with here, who he wants to get around is the 42 looking to the outside. And man, 42's had one whale of a run here as the number 9 dives down below that apron here down the front straightaway. They flash by the start-finish line. It is Michael Berg by almost half a second over the field here at Michigan International Speedway.
I'll be right there. As soon as I see something, I'll start yapping with you.
Letting the picture do a lot of the talking here tonight down the back straightaway. So the 42 now capitalized. Tanner Talrico in the number 42, able to hold on to the 2nd spot now. So he marches towards the number 1 of Michael Berg. See if Berg can hold on to the top spot here. Early out in the going, he's been the fastest car out in the speedway so far. But Tanner now the quickest car with a 39.379 last time by. The 39.486 by Berg. So Tanner is definitely the fastest car out there on the speedway, just looking up and down on the speed charts. So Tanner's starting to make some headway there on Berg, but not as fast as he probably would like. As Berg is trying to hold on to the top spot. 10 laps so far. He's led 9 of those 10 laps, so getting ready to lead 10 of 10 here. So we'll see as he comes down here to turn 3. The 42 really starting to reel him in. As it's just ridiculous the closing way as for the 42 car as of right now. Able to almost pull it into a car length down the front straightaway. So Michael Berg going to lead the first 10 laps with that 42 really starting to mount a challenge, and that's what Berg has not seen here in the first 10 laps. A real big challenge, but that 42 has come from about the 4th spot to 5th spot. I think he fell back to there momentarily as he's now up to the 2nd spot, getting ready to battle with Berg here for the top spot.
They come off the corner and look at that 42. Tanner Tellerico going to look down to the low side of Michael Berg, trying to use that big draft to get here live in the Michigan International Speedway. They work their way down into turn number 3. Berg going to drive it up to the middle lane of the racetrack. Tellerico going to stay right in the tire tracks of the draft there. Also, the number 9 of Colton Salick starting to make his way into that 3rd car draft. That big Toton, he's getting a good pull off the 4th turn. That's going to bring Salick, Payne, Sampson, an entire top 10 right in the win stream of that draft into turn 1.
It's definitely been fantastic racing, Phil, for the first 10 laps. Not sure how much you got a chance to catch. I know you're speeding to try to get to this event here tonight in Michigan, and you finally got here. And you're able to put down a drink probably. I don't know if you even hoofed down any food here, but now already racing here. But it's been a fantastic event here for the first 10 laps or so, Phil. I know you came in probably around lap 8. I mean, you may have snuck in a little bit earlier, but I tell you what, that Tanner and that number 42 machine is coming here. Now diving down to the bottom side, down the front straightaway, down below that apron. And man, that's a little bit different. Not used to seeing down below the apron. I guess you see it all kinds of times in the NASCAR Monster Energy Series. It's the Monster Energy Cup Series, I should say. You see that an awful lot. Those guys diving down below the line. What's the advantage of going down there?
Well, the different transition, you get the little different arcing point through the corner. It lets you carry a little bit more momentum, but the risk you get there using all that apron down there is you can really screw up the corner entry to the corner, and you saw it right there. Tellerico slid up the hill, got into the side of Michael Berg. Michael being the pro, he held onto that car for the 42 car. Tellerico now going to go up to the race lead. Connor sailing down to the inside of Michael Berg as, Michael trying now, he slams that door shut. The 84 of Andrew Payne, he's going to make his move on the outside. He's going to put Connor Salick down to the 4th spot, but new race leader, Tanner Tellerico, the 42 car, he leads the field off of 2.
Taylor Tellerico in the number 42 machine, about 5 car lengths over Michael Berg. Berg was the strongest car, so Tellerico, the number 1 machine, out to the advantage, or the number 42 machine, I should say, has led 1 lap, so he just led the most recent lap. So we'll see what he's got, Phil, but he's indeed the fastest out there on the speedway as of right now, 40.843. I guess now Payne starting to step it up a notch, so 40.803 there a couple of times. His yellow flag going to fly here for the first time of the evening.
Yeah, yellow flag presented by Hanover Record Service coming out on the racetrack on lap number 15, and I was up in the top 5 and saw somebody kind of break loose around it, did hear the 00 into the 9 car, so that happened just on the out, or just inside the top 5 there. Sampson into the side of Colton Salick, so those 2 cars coming together. I think a 00 went for a little bit of a ride there, so that's going to bring caution flag on the speedway. Going to let us look at our full firstbladenote.com full velocity replay of the night, and I think that's exactly what we'll see there, Todd. The 00 of Ryan Sampson up into the side of Colton Salick on 9, set the 9 for a good little tumble as I was inside his car. He had a handful of steering wheel, somehow kept that thing off the wall, but tough break there for both of those guys involved, putting us under caution for the first time tonight, only on lap number 15. We still had a lot of racing left to go.
It was a whale of a save by Colton in that number 9 machine. He was able to, he went completely sideways. That's what brought out the yellow flag, but a whale of a save by the number 9. Great hands for him.
Certainly was, and put some yellow flag for the first time, so just want to welcome you guys all aboard on my end here. I appreciate Jack and Todd, of course, being here on the calls. I was a little late getting into the race server myself. I did catch some opening laps of the race here just through my phone on YouTube, as I'm a very small drive away from the Turtle Memorial High School there, where I was attending their spring formal concert here as they prepare for festival season up here in the Northeast. So was enjoying that with the family here this evening, and finally get myself in. I was able to get into the server tot about lap 8, but by the time it loaded myself in to actually see race cars, which I'm still seeing cars changing from white to a normal paint, it was probably 12 laps in. So I appreciate you and all your hard work out there keeping these guys in tune. And I'm going to suck down just the first beverage I've opened here in a little while, and I'm going to sort myself in. I'm getting a look at the field for the very first time, getting to see the names and the car numbers and whatnot. So I'm going to do a little bit of studying. Then we got a lot to get to here tonight. Tom Richter, our buddy, always hooks us up with a lot of information. So I'll get that at my fingertips as well. We'll welcome all their sponsors in, all our sponsors, of course, and we'll have a good show. We got 70 laps to go. We're 70 laps of racing to do. We're now working only lap 16 under yellow, so we'll settle in, and we're going to make a good race. These guys, Cyber Thunder, always guaranteed to put on a really good show for us, and we're going to see them quite a bit here over the next couple of months.
Yeah, definitely. We're glad to be a part of Cyber Thunder here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for eSport racing, Phil. We did get a chance to go over the sponsors here a little bit earlier, our sponsors earlier. We got to go over a little bit of the happenings that's going to happen here at Cyber Thunder just before we got to Green Flag Racing. So we were able to hear about that, but we're going to make sure you guys all know about the sponsors here at Cyber Thunder, all of our sponsors here that support us here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. And if you want to be a sponsor here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, all you have to do is just message us on Facebook, or even message us the old-fashioned way, Full Velocity TV at gmail.com or Full Velocity Network at gmail.com. Either one of those will work because we have control of both of those emails. We're able to see anything like that. So if you want to be involved, we got packages to meet anybody's needs here to be able to sponsor. We got Trash Panda Graphics. It's going to be our points sponsor. So you'll see him here, probably in Cyber Thunder here, a little bit here and there when we got the points widgets up and some different things when we go to the points show. So great to have Trash Panda Graphics aboard. Those are the guys that we just recently got. So we got to get some logos associated to their names. Same way with Brian Voiles and Voiles Trucking. I know I maybe say I'm missing somebody out of that. I think it was Kathy Voiles. Excuse me, Brian and Kathy Voiles Trucking. So I apologize for leaving Kathy out. Kathy, you can yell at me later. But those guys coming aboard here just the last couple of nights. So great to have all these great sponsors at our Full Velocity Racing Network.
You are not kidding, and very excited to welcome Voiles Trucking aboard, as well as Trash Panda Graphics. Want to learn more information about both? I wrote a nice little write-up today about both of them. Check out FullVelocityTV.com, and you'll welcome our brand new sponsors here to the network, Voiles Trucking and Trash Panda Graphics. Joining, of course, the ranks of Hanover Record Service, iRacing, iFlag, BladeNode.com, Montstar Productions. Heard from Jake today. He's got some cool things that are happening, so we'll talk about here soon. Also, leagues like TDR Racing League and Hard Motorsports coming aboard. Don't forget Full Throttle with the Gent, our buddy Brendan Spadaforo over on YouTube with his show. Always doing a great job over there. Check out Full Throttle with the Gent. Also, big shout out to Evil One Graphics. They're not only good, they are evil. Check them out for some really great looking car wraps in the iRacing community as well. So there's a taste of the great support we get here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network. It really isn't without them we able to do this. And also without our adoring fans out there, our followers, approaching 4,000 followers on our page. We are certainly gracious and grateful for that. But man, there's a lot of people here we got to thank behind the scenes, our sponsors, our crew, but most importantly, the fans and our supporters that make this go round and round for us night after night, because without them, we're just a couple of guys talking about guys playing games.
Yeah, the argument is it a game or is it a simulation? We've heard that a couple of times, even our buddy Sam, we talked about it. I still say it's a simulation. Yes, it is a game, but it is also a simulation out there. It's probably the closest, if you've never been in a real car, it is probably the closest that you will ever get to racing a real car, as far as NASCAR-wise, and even dirt for that matter. I've turned a few dirt laps out there quite a few times, won a few races here and there, and I know it's pretty darn close to what you do. The only thing is you don't feel what the car feels like out on the track. That's the only thing you're kind of missing there. You can't feel it as much when you're out there on the local dirt track, or I don't know about asphalt because I'm not an asphalt guy. Still growing up in the Northeast, a different part of the Northeast up there in Connecticut, getting to see the Wheeler Modifieds, the ground pounders as they call them. It's a different flavor for Phil, and Phil knows the asphalt a little bit better. That's why we compliment each other. Now he's turned into a dirt track announcer too. So coming back here, kind of to our roots is where we made it. NASCAR 2003, we did a lot of asphalt racing. Able to do a lot of asphalt racing, and now we're coming kind of back to our roots. This Green Flag coming back into the air, Phil, as we're back to Green Flag Racing. The iRacing, iFlag, Green Flag.
Absolutely goes back in the air, and it's good to come back, do a little bit of pavement out here, kind of more into my wheelhouse of things, but I think I've grown accustomed here to the dirt recently. Tanner Tellerico going to lead the field back to green with Andrew Payne, the number 84 car, Colton Salick in the 9, Jeremy Hebel aboard that 99, and how about our old buddy, old Tom Richter in the 34, Tom into the top 5. Good to see his Ford running well here in the opening laps. Tom started out third, so a great qualifying run, has dropped back to 5th, but we're looking for a race for the race lead up front. Tellerico versus Payne. They're going to battle out for the lead down the backstretch.
Balkan number 84, Machine of Payne, right now running in that second spot, so doing a good job, but I don't know if anybody has anything that's early for Tellerico in that 42 machine. I mean, he's just a man on the mission here. I bet you it may be a little bit different as the laps wear on. Maybe something may change to that number 42 machine. Maybe somebody else has a longer range driving style. Oh, Berg off the outside wall there off of turn 2 down the back straightaway in the number 1 machine. A little bit of damage got to be to that number 1.
Yeah, he kissed it a little bit there with the right rear. Looks like he was trying to abide by the room there, let the 99 of Jeremy Hebel slide up the hill in front, so Michael Berg getting a little bit loose in his Ford Mustang. Carver 1 off the corner, gets that handful of steering wheel all grabbed back in. We keep it clean and green here now, working lap number 21, 20 laps of 70 in the books here, the Cyber Thunder. Thursday Night Thunder Wyckoff Xfinity Series run here every Thursday night at Cyber Thunder. Said we're going to see a lot more of these races over the course of the next couple of months, including Championship Night coming off, and I believe in the month of July. So we're going to see a lot of Cyber Thunder. I believe we're going to see about 7 or 8 more races, even more than that, I believe, in the next couple of months. So we're going to know these names really well, having a good race here in Michigan. So far, so good for that 42 car of Tellerico. He's going to lead the field off of turn number 4, but that 4th car in line I'm seeing, that 99 or that number 9 car of Connor Salick, he keeps peeking down to the low side, looking for that grip, but they stay up against the wall, arcing that into turn 1.
Yeah, Jeremy Hebel having a good run in the 99 machine. Good to see him having a fantastic run. And that Menard-sponsored machine, and Tide also on the hood of that car. Love that car. Slick-looking number 99 machine. Also the number 9, one of my favorites. Anything painted green, I've always caught my eye. Orange and green, Phil. For some reason, those have always levitated me. Maybe because I've had race cars with both those colors on them, and you're bright, so you know that you're coming. And now the 99 of Hebel down to the bottom side, going to fight it out, duke it out for that second spot with the number 84 of Payne as they come down the front straightaway.
Yeah, Hebel going to put his 99 car down to the low side, entering turn number 1, and I think it's kind of a defensive situation there for the 84 as he uses that draft, almost like a slingshot move to perfection. Off of turn number 2, Jeremy going to take the spot, but Payne with a little high-low switch, if we can use a little of that terminology. Payne now back to the inside. Can we call that a pavement version of a slide shot, Todd, for the turn 3?
I don't know. I guess you could. As Payne now back down to the bottom side-by-side battle for the second spot again. Here is Payne now moving back into the second spot over Jeremy Hebel. Here comes the number 9 machine now diving down to the bottom. Colton having a good run there right behind the number 84 as they go side-by-side for the third spot.
Side by side for third, heading into turn number 1 once again, and it's a great battle with Hebel in the 99 car, Colton Salick in the 1 car. Just behind that, Michael Berg in the 1. I'm waiting for him to make penetrate that battle for the third spot, but he is content right down to right 5th. There's now a race for the lead in the first turn, as Tellerico going to come under fire from Andrew Payne in the 84. The race side-by-side, what I thought was going to be side-by-side. 84 fell back in line, did a big run. I really thought he'd use the draft to take the lead there, Tom, but he certainly did not. Let's stay back in line. Single file through the top 10 off of turn 4.
Yeah, single file continuing, like you said, off probably the top 10 here, staying single file, as you said, is looking through the field, trying to find a battlefield. And right now, everybody pretty much single file, stay in line. I mean, they're not really going places as they would like as of now. And it looks like they're settled in for a long green flag run. I'm starting to see a little bit of a smoke here and there, Phil. I believe somebody blinking out. Don't think anything else wrong here as we're on lap 25 of 70.
25 of 70, so already approaching 1/3 away home tonight here at the Michigan International Speedway with the gang over at Cyber Thunder having a heck of a time. And these guys always put on some good racing. This is a group of veteran racers, Todd. A lot of these guys go back to our roots in our 2003 with us, and a lot of these guys that were learning for the first time, they've all been sim racing a long time as well. And you can see that in a good veteran group like this. They're all single file, nobody kind of overusing their car, not abusing the competition around them. I mean, that's what a good, professional, really tight-knit group of guys will do. Gentlemen race car drivers on their own right, and it shows these guys put some really good racing on. Nobody going to take any unnecessary chances because they know we're only on lap 26, 70 laps here in Michigan. It doesn't seem like a long time, but when you're behind the wheel, it is definitely a marathon to get through, and you got to mind your P's and Q's correctly. And these guys at Cyber Thunder do it in a great way. We're going to see great racing over the course of the night. Might be tame right now, but it's still early, and these guys will put one hell of a show on. I guarantee that.
I definitely have to say that too, Phil. Just a little bit of a report. I believe Craig Meyer, Phil, behind the wall here, 24 laps down in that number 21 machine. So Craig Meyer already calling it a night here. So we have 21 cars left out on the field. It's a tough break for Craig Meyer.
Yeah, and I also saw the 5 of Corey Danielson down on pit road as well. It looked like he had a tire go down aboard the 5 car, and I'm not sure if there was something broke under there as well, but Corey was a guy that was up in the top 15 the last time I had looked. Now 1 lap down, currently running 19th as we're racing up here for the second spot. That 9 car of Colton Salick on the move. He makes his way around the Andrew Payne machine, put the 9 car Colton Salick up to the second spot. Well, he's going to chase down Canatello Rico, has pulled himself about half a second over these guys. They exit turn 2.
Yeah, the exit turn 2 down the back straightaway here. So just watching to see what's going on here. Like I said, Colton in the second spot, Payne running in the third. Now the 99 of Hebel looking down to the bottom. Looks like he's going to try to make a battle for the third spot here. As Hebel starting to make some more headway again. Starting to charge back towards the front. Looks down to the bottom side and goes all the way down to the apron below that white line. Down the front straightaway. Hebel comes back up the track. Here, side-by-side battle going into 1.
Yeah, that's a good battle for the third spot. Payne to the outside, but Jeremy Hebel is the car on the move. That Menards Ford now going to try to shape-shift his way up the racetrack off of 2. You can see that thing get really tight. The Belkin 84 of Andrew Payne going to go back around. You can see it's usually a pretty easy place to pass, but right now that patch down to the low side, these guys are applying on the surface. Right now, a little bit slick down there. You can really get some speed, but when you wrestle these cars off the corner, especially in draft, they get really aero sensitive off that right rear tire. You can see that there. Hebel had a handful of steering wheels. He drifts it back up the hill. Keeps trying to rage on for third base and fall back to fourth. And now that may open the door for Michael Berg to get his way to the legs as they hit turn 1.
Yeah, Berg was real strong early, Phil. It's kind of weird to see Berg running in that 5th spot. I know he's hit the wall a time or two with that number 1 on the right side of that wall. So I'm not sure if that's affected his car, affected the handle of his car, but I know he's out in the lead. He was able to hold off Tanner there for a little bit, and then he's just dropped back. He's maintaining the 5th spot after pit stops here, the yellow flag pit stops here. So we'll see what the number 1. You're going to have to keep your eye on Michael Berg because, man, he's no stranger to victory lane.
No, he is not, and definitely he's got a little bit of damage to the right side of that thing, maybe to the right front, and that is going to absolutely kill you here at a place like Michigan. I don't care how fast your race car is. You damage one of these things that are just shape-shifted to look like absolute bullets around here, smooth as could be. That's a little bit of wrinkle there, so aerodynamics is probably a little bit damaged to the 1 car, but keep in mind, Todd, he came to pit road versus these guys, all the top 4. I do not believe any of them have come in toward pit road yet, so they're going to be a little light on the fuel load. Michael Berg may have the race lead, eventually fall to his hands just by the way of coming in under that sequence there under yellow flag about 15 laps ago.
It'll be rather interesting. We're getting ready to come up on halfway home here very shortly, Phil. We got about 4 short laps here in Michigan to come up on halfway home. Man, I wouldn't have thought this race was quickly off so quick, but it's been fantastic here. We've only been slowed by 1 yellow flag. These guys are minding their P's and Q's. It's been great racing. Yeah, you see a lot of single file and asphalt until the very, very end. And that's when you're going to see guys make extreme moves and try to take down the victory here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for eSport racing.
Well, keep in mind, Todd, the last 2 times we have come over here to Cyber Thunder, the very first event of the season at Daytona, a race that went caution-free until the 4th corner of the last lap of the race. We saw these guys out there at Martinsville where they wrecked it up a little bit more than I think they would have got to. I expected a big racetrack like in Michigan. I think these guys are going to put one really clean and green kind of race on, and only 1 yellow flag here through the first half of the race. 3 laps shy of halfway now. 70 laps going to be a distance working lap number 33 at its current juncture. You can see the field kind of starting to get a little bit more spread out as everybody's cars starting to, the handle beginning to fall off. Some guys, the cream of the crop, will start rising up to the top. And the big comer we see out here tonight so far, the early going, Jeremy Hebel at number 99 started off in the 10th spot. He is up to 4th so far. That is the biggest gain I see out there currently on the racetrack versus the biggest fall I see is a guy like Jay Morris, and then with that number 27, He started off tonight in 7th position, but he's running all the way back to 13th. So it's a case of comers and goers are posted. Ryan Sampson, a double zero car, put a blazing lap down on qualifying. He's barely holding on to the back part of the top 10. So we've seen a lot of comers, a lot of goers, but the consistent thing we're seeing is there's some really good racing going on. It's all single file right now, but these guys are still feeling out these race cars, and the fuel is starting to lighten up, so they're starting to get a little bit more of a handful. We'll see some better racing as these things get closer to pit stops, I assume.
Yeah, definitely. Probably going to see some better racing as everything goes and handling goes on the cars. That's when you're going to start seeing the cream rise to the top, and you're going to see guys that can really wheel those cars. They're going to start coming to the front. We had an open qualifying session, Phil, here tonight for 10 minutes. So the open qualifying, Ryan Sampson, like I said, started up towards the front in that double knot machine. Open qualifying a little bit different than normal qualifying, and everybody was out there racing around the track, so a little bit different there for open qualifying. But Sampson had a good qualifying run. And again, it's about going out and putting down the best lap. It's necessarily not as how many ever laps you go. As far as a package of 5 laps, that's probably going to give you your best bet of what's going to go on here. And right now, Sampson running outside the top 10, and I don't know if Sampson's going to be able to recover from that or not, Phil. I know he was involved in a wreck early on in the going here with the number 9 machine that may have a little contact, a little damage to that right front as we're halfway home.
Yes, we are halfway home, and I have found a really good battle going on, Todd, just outside the top 10 in 11th, where we find the Budweiser number 4 of Gary Peterson, the number 71 strap-on Chevrolet of Troy Whiteside having a heck of a run back here. These guys were side by side for about a good lap and a half. Is Peterson now going to slide back up to the high side, but this is probably the best of the battles I have found on the racetrack in the last 10 laps. This good race going on for 11th. Doesn't really look like much of a race now as we put it on the screen with these guys for a couple of laps. They were really getting after it. Troy has a better, faster car, I believe, right now. It's just so hard on these worn-out tires to pass on that low side. You can see those cars just start slip-sliding up the hill. Good battle there going on for 11th. You have to look for these battles sometimes. You're not always out at the front, and this is the best one I have found is here comes that 71 car back to the low side down the front stretch.
Definitely one thing we like to do on Full Velocity Racing Network is find the battles. If there's a battle up front, we usually try not to leave the battle up front, but when we need to find a battle, we go searching, and it doesn't matter if it's for 20th position. We're looking for the greatest battle out there at the Speedway to give you the best coverage. And, to highlight some of these guys all the way through the field, Phil, is these guys really starting to work at things and may not be their best track, and we want to get them some limelight too.
It's good because I've always felt the way if I was on a TV race, I'm not a guy who's always went out there to go to win races. I haven't won a race, I can't imagine, a couple of years now. So the highlight a guy like myself who maybe not out there competing for wins, that runs mid-pack every week, we like to highlight those guys as well. It's not always about the front runners. I know a lot of leagues out there, a lot of broadcast companies only concentrate on those guys that run up front. You're not going to find that here. We're going to talk about everybody we can find. If there was a good race, we are absolutely going to show it, and that's what makes Full Velocity Racing Network stick out above everybody else. It's just the way we give you the coverage, the way we break it down, and we'll do it pound for pound better than anybody else. So you guys look up our catalog. You will see exactly as that happens, but we're here in Michigan tonight working now lap number 38. This race turned to laps, as you said. I've only been here a little bit, and we're already worked through almost half of this whole race. I'm running 38 laps of 70 on the board, so we are past halfway in the lead right now for Tanner Tellerico. 0.4 of a second over Colton Salick, that number 9 car. Colton has had an eventful night. He's been up there running for that second or third spot. He's been outside the top 5 after contact there with Ryan Sampson. That 9 car, 42 is good. 9 car appears to be a little bit better there as they work into turn 3.
Oh, I mean, last time by, it was indeed faster than Tanner Tellerico. A 40.989 to a 41.114 for Tanner. So Tanner indeed a little bit slower than the number 9 machine. So the 9 started to reel him in. This is the first time we've seen the 42 actually get reeled in, Phil.
Yes, it is. And Todd, we got a story here from Pit Road. We see a couple of guys starting to peel their way in, including Michael Berg in the number 1, which I thought something was kind of a miss there because he left the 38 of David Patton, the 55 of Edward Biden. Those guys kind of went by him in the exits of turn number 3 and 4. And Michael, all of a sudden, that car kind of took a little bit of a dead hard right. He come down pit road, so maybe that damage to that number 1 car, Todd, may have done something to the right front suspension, may have also aided in scraping a tire. That may have cut down a right front because that car took a really hard dead turn to the right. Micah Berg on pit road, and I got to think at this juncture, probably more than likely on schedule.
Yeah, it's tough for Michael, as Michael is doing a fantastic job in the number 1 machine. We'll see if See if he'll be able to do anything after coming back out. A lengthy pit stop for Michael Berg. Already up in the 30 seconds there, Phil. So, yeah, Michael getting some damage fixed in the number one machine. So, lengthy pit stop for the number one.
Yeah, it's a tough break for one of the best drivers out there in all the iRacing land, especially here on the pavement. Michael Berg, a guy who has won hundreds and hundreds of races over the years. And he's a guy that, if you go over here, you see his name. He's on the short list of guys who, probably contend for a win here early on. But that's certainly not going to be the case now, as he has come to pit road, and that, may put a really sour taste in the mouth of what was a really good run going on for Michael Berg early on. But Tanner Tellerico continuing to lead. Colton Salick now, what was 0.4 of a second here, what was almost 0.8 of a second about 7 or 8 laps ago, is now down to precious car lengths. Call it 3. Colton Salick on the move as they head toward turn 1.
Yeah, Salick doing a fantastic job in the number 9 machine. And again, faster last time by, but not in the 40-second bracket. He's in the 41.152. So Tellerico is number 4 for 41.259. So again, faster than Tellerico, the number 9, about 2 car lengths as they enter the front straightaway. Will the 9 dive down to the bottom side as we complete lap 42? Going to start 43 here at Michigan International Speedway.
We'll keep an eye on the lead the best we can, but I have found a wad of race cars all right together back here from the 9th position on back, where we find that Gary Peterson, number 4 again, the 44, our old buddy Day Wilkins back there. You got Andrew Burr, the number 23. Troy Whiteside, 71. Those 4 cars are all nose to tail, but they were nothing but nose to tail a lap ago. They were too wide back there. Looked like a high-speed pace lap as they still continue to make waves back there. Look at that 71 car back to the low side of the 4. And also look at Andrew Burr's 23. He's going to peak to the low side of Dakota Wilkins. Great racing car. That is 4 cars within car lengths of each other. Racing for position inside the top 10 now off of turn 4.
Yeah, that's what we want to see. Like I said, the 23 now of Andrew Burr down to the bottom side, the 71 of Troy Whiteside down to the bottom of the number, I believe that's the number 4 machine up there, Phil. So able to get around the number 4 Peterson now into the 9th spot is Troy Whiteside. So that's good to see. A great battle here. Dakota Wilkins going to follow suit. A lot of these guys, I believe the number 4 machine get ready to come to pit road also, Phil.
Yeah, I believe so, as I think we're getting right on that door of, I believe, these guys who may not have come in early may have to start coming down, because I believe they're in the fuel window here of making this race all the way from here. So I'm not sure where these guys sit in the pit sequences here, as I was scrambling getting into the race server. Did not have all that up to my disposal, but I believe Gary Peterson making his way, or close to making his way on pit road. Look at that 23 car, big-time Russ-sponsored Toyota. Andrew Burr now around that Energizer machine of Dakota Wilkins. He's going to try to chase down Troy Whiteside as they race on for the 9th spot headed toward turn 1.
So racing on for the 9th spot is I got to turn on my microphone here. Is free hands of the microphone. Forget to turn on the microphone here, but the 71 of Troy Whiteside continuing to lead this group here. And that number 71 machine, the 23 of Andrew Burr running in 9th. I thought Burr was going to be able to get down to the bottom side.
And I believe we have a lead change, Todd, as we exit turn number 4, and that is going to put Colton Salick in the 9 car up to the race lead. Tanner Tellerico with the 42 car. He has come down pit side here in his number 42 Beardwalk Sub Chevrolet. Let's see what that 42 car does here on his trek to pit road on lap number 46, pitting his Chevrolet Camaro onto the race lead. Looks like going to be at least 2 right side tires of the 42 car. Right side tire work very quick to its completion. They get that down. They swing on over to the left side. It's going to be 4 tires for Tanner Tellerico, pitting his way out of the race lead. Quick work here. He's down the way. He'll rejoin the race. We're going to look toward that group up front, Todd, because they're probably not too long to be coming on pit side themselves.
Colton Salick down to pit road. Here, the first of the leaders down on pit road in the number 9 machine. We're going to follow him down to pit road, see what's going to happen to the number 9 machine, see where he's going to do. He gets ready to pull down into his stall here, and it looks like he slides through a little bit in the number 9 machine, so that's going to be a little bit of a costly mistake. Right side tires are going on the number 9. That's down there. It looks like they're going to go to the left side. Left side tires going on now with the jack here up in the air. Get ready to send him on his way. Yep, Jack is down. He's back on his way. The number 9 of Colton Salick now going to join the field.
The number 84 car, the Belkin-sponsored Ford of Andrew Payne, now making his way pit side down to that 55-mile-per-hour speed limit there as these guys exit the corner tonight. at well in excess of 160 miles per hour. So that is a big speed differential coming down off the high banks here in Michigan. There's that 84 car down on pit road. Looks like he overshot a little bit as well, as he's going to back it up. Right side tires going up in the air of the 84 car. Quick right side tires. Look, those Goodyear Eagles are on jet going down, and they'll look over to the left side. It looks like they're going to put all 4 tires up in the air. It looks like 4 tire work going on for Andrew Payne. No, they control the audible. They dropped the jack. No tires on the left side. 2 right side tires. Andrew Payne going to rejoin the race up here in turn 1. I wonder where he goes out. That's a gamble there. 2 tires. I saw 2 tires on the wall for left sides. They called that off at the 11th hour there, Todd. They put the 84 car back out in his way.
Yeah, 84 car, like you said, back out on his way. We'll see what happens here as we're coming up on 20 laps remaining here in the Michigan International Speedway. And guys starting to make different calls here. Current race leader is Andrew Burr in the number 23 machine. I don't believe he's come down pit road. No, not. He's the last of the guys not to come down on pit road, stretching it just a little bit, Phil. In that number 23 machine. And I tell you what, the difference between tires and no tires right now, 41 seconds to 39.5 for Tanner Tallarico versus that number 23 machine. So that's how much quicker, almost 2 seconds, 2.2 seconds faster than Andrew Burr.
And I'm not sure you have that telemetry stuff in front of you tonight there, Tom, but I believe Andrew Burr may have been one of those guys that came down on pit road on lap number 15. I can't confirm that, but where he was in the running order, I saw a lot of guys peel on back in that area he was. So he might be out there on an extended run because he may have 15 laps better fuel than these guys, but you can see the faster cars here with tires going by. We see Whiteside go by the 71, Adam West also going by. Adam out there, that number 11 car running out there 20th. He's currently sitting 3 laps down to the field, but even 3 laps down, he gets those fresher rubbers on. Andrew Burr right now out there sliding around all the rubber, and he's going to decide better of that. He's going to bring the 23 car down onto pit road, which I think he saw in his mirror. And as you said, 3 seconds of difference there from old tires to new. You can't afford to give up that kind of track time here in Michigan. That'll kill you.
Yeah, definitely the 23 coming down to the aid of his pit crew. Let's see if he slides in. Yep, slides in perfectly for the number 23 machine. A little bit better there than the race leaders were. His right side work already done, already accomplished on the number 23 machine. Left side tires now going on. The number 23, he's down and away. Is Andrew Burr going to join the field here? The only guy that was left out there, Phil, that did have all the telemetry out there still. I have all that up here on one of my monitors and watching the telemetry going on and what these drivers are actually doing, how many pit stops they've had. Everybody's been on 2 pit stops except for Ryan Samsel. Samsel took 3 pit stops.
And I think that was because of damage there from an earlier wreck with Colton Salick that put us under the events only caution flag tonight. Watching live here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Glad you guys have all tuned in tonight. Live via Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV with Phil Lacasse, Todd Stanton, Jack Truan doing the controls here tonight. We got the 3-way team going on tonight, and you're only going to do it in a big way because these guys at Cyber Thunder, they do it in a big time, unbelievable way, as they always do on Thursday nights. Great to come out here aboard. Got to thank the guys like Wyckoff for coming on, for being the great title sponsor they are for this series, and we'll tell you a whole lot more about them here in the next couple of weeks, as well as I'm scrambling still to get all my information out of my fingertips. PC is working really, really slow, so how about we throw the cry out there tonight, Todd, for a little bit of stars donations, because this PC of mine, I believe it's starting to lay down. I know I got a new one waiting in the wings for me, just a matter of myself and maybe getting a little bit more of a donation so I get that new rig over here and maybe see what running a faster PC may look like.
And definitely star donations goes a long way to help everybody here at Full Velocity Racing Network. And I'd like to see some of those star donations come in. And again, another thing you can do by helping us is share our link out there on Facebook Live, YouTube, and even Twitch. Share it, and make sure everybody knows that Todd and Phil are live here. Full Velocity Racing Network. Yep, asphalt, a little bit different than everybody's accustomed. We do a lot of dirt shows. And man, I see somebody down here. Down on the back straightaway there, Phil. Somebody got a little bit loose down there, able to save it, don't come back out onto the field here. So, man, that was a great save. Another great save. So, no yellow flag. 17 to go. So, hopefully we see what's going to go on here, Phil. How everything's going to unfold. But hopefully we'll see a lot of great racing going on. And yeah, Sam Wyckoff down there in the left-hand corner. Sam wants to know, Phil, what the sponsorship down in the left-hand corner is here. And that's the main sponsor here of the Cyber Thunder League.
It absolutely is, and it's Wyckoff Heating and Cooling Company located out of Carlisle, Iowa. Check those guys out. Wyckoff Heating and Cooling. I believe it's wyckoff.com, but look up Wyckoff Heating and Cooling out there on Google. You'll find all the great information about these guys. Carlisle, Iowa. If you're out there in that area looking for any kind of heating and cooling needs, check these guys out at Wyckoff down there. Great title sponsor over here. We thank those guys for coming on aboard and being the great title sponsor of not only this whole Xfinity series, Todd, but they have pledged $50 prize to the winner. Those guys in a big way for stepping up. Wyckoff Heating and Cooling out of Carlisle, Iowa. We'll get you more information about them. Their slogan, I am told, it is peace of mind under one roof. So check those guys out. Wyckoff Heating and Cooling. Thank those guys all again for the great support of the Cyber Thunder League.
And definitely support everybody that supports sim racing, real racing. If we all work together as a family, we support these businesses. They'll continue to support, whether it's sim racing, whether it's regular racing, they'll continue to support those guys. And again, like I say all the time, Phil, race car drivers, race car fans are a unique group, and they usually stick together and support those types of sponsorships. So again, sponsor, doing a great justice here for the league over here for Cyber Thunder. Make sure you go out and support them if you're out in the Iowa area.
Absolutely right. You got to take care of the folks that take care of sim racing, just like our friends at Hannibal Record Service do. Also, our buddy Jeff Brown over at iRacing, iFlag. You need some of those great iFlag telemetry widgets. Those things give you an upper hand over the competition. Check out iRacingIFlag.com today. Also, a big shout to our buddy Sam. Also, hello to Vlad over at BladeNode.com. You guys check those guys out. You need a great website with web hosting. You need a VPS server, dedicated server. We'll check those guys out now at BladeNode.com. Use promo code FERN. You'll get 25% off your first month or yearly purchase. Also, a big thanks to our buddy Jake Keel over at Montstar Productions. The Firecracker 40 coming to you live on July the 2nd. And Jake says he needs some help, guys. We got to get word out there about the Firecracker 40. So contact Jake now at Montstar Productions. Montstar with 2 L's. Come be a part of the great event going on, the Firecracker 40. So they'll be out here live on July the 2nd. So more time to get involved with that. Check out Jake and all that great event going on. Also, a big thank you to the guys like TDR Racing League, Hard Motorsports, the sponsor of tonight's Quick Time that went to Ryan Samsel. Got to thank Full Throttle with the Jet, our buddy Brendan Spadafora, Jim Revis over Evil One Graphics. Also, our brand new sponsors here, Royal Blue sponsorship for our friends Brian and Kathy Boyles over at Boyles Trucking. Check them out on Facebook today. They are there for all your hauling needs. No job too big or too small. Check those out at Boyles Trucking now. And also a big shout to our buddy Jason Salter over at Trash Panda Graphics, the recent sponsors here to the Full Velocity Racing Network. So thank all those that help us pay the bills. As Todd, this one now at Cyber Thunder tonight, this 70-lap sprint race has turned into already next time by. Going to put lap number 60 on the board. It's Tanner Tellerico leading the field by almost 2 seconds over a battle for second between Jeremy Hebel and Colton Salick. They race on. It's Tanamir Cartledge as they race through 3 and 4.
And Colton Salick now looking down to the bottom of Jeremy Hebel. Hebel right now holding on to the second spot, but I don't think it's going to be for long as Salick really lightning quick in that number 9 machine dives down to the bottom, down to the first straightaway, side by side here to turn number 1. Salick looks like he has an advantage, but the 99 of Jeremy Hebel not going away as Hebel still working in the middle groove there. Number 99 now finally falls up, gives up just a little bit there, gets him back behind Colton Salick. And now Salick sets sail here. He's going to have to set sail for Tanner Tellerico, who is 2.5 seconds ahead of him.
Yeah, they fell 0.3 of a second just by racing their side by side. And that's also opened the door for the 84 car of Andrew Payne. He was about 10 car lengths behind these guys when they started getting after for second. Now Andrew Payne is going to make that a 3-car race for second. Colton Salick may have some company, not only Jeremy Hebel there, but do not count out the 84. It's a nose-to-tail battle as they head toward turn 1.
Yeah, definitely nose-to-tail battle here. These 3 cars, the closest out there on the speedway right now as we hit 10 laps remaining here at Michigan International Speedway. The 9 of Colton Salick is now down to 2.5 instead it was 2.6. Now down to 2.5, but Jeremy Hebel, number 99 machine, now coming under fire from the 84 Payne down into turn 3. So Payne's got a wheel of a run here. See if Payne can do anything without 4.
And I think he may peek to the outside because he tried to low side off a 2. No, he's going to make a big dive off a 4 and I think he recognized again. He got really tight off of 2 on the low side. He may try to make quick work of this pass on the Hebo machine. By the time he hit turn number 1, Jim using all the racetrack up high, keeps the motor, revving up there, but Andrew Payne down to the low side. But you can see that car almost walking on eggshells down low. Is now a little bit of contact made somehow, some way. They don't go around there. Andrew Payne, you can see that car, Todd. He got super aero tight down there. It definitely precluded from making the pass. He's got a really good car through 3 and 4, but that 84 car is definitely struggling off of 2.
Yeah, definitely struggling in the 84. I don't know if he's going to be able to complete that pass on Jeremy Hebel. Man, here he's going to try it again down the front straightaway here, trying to get the run that he needs here in the turn number 1. I don't think he's going to be able to pull out and pass the number 99 here. As you say, he's struggling off of turn number 2. And it continues here as we go through that treacherous turn number 2 for the 84 machine. Payne now dives down to the bottom side, just cannot get that momentum, that grip off of that turn as they come down the back straightaway. He's going to try it again to get by the 99, but this time he's going to try to go through 3 and 4 as it's side by side into the entrance to number 3. Hebel drifts up the track to 84. Payne down to the bottom side. Looks like he's going to be able to pull up in front of him there, Phil. And he's going to take over the third spot. Hebel now looks to the bottom, but Payne slams that door shut.
And I think he recognized that his car was much better than Jeremy's 2, 3, and 4. That's where he set up to make that pass. So that put Andrew Payne up to the third spot. And can he chase down Colton Salick with number 9? I'll tell you what, Tanner Tellerico, that guy has just checked out from the field. 2.7 seconds last time by. Clearly, it looks like he may be the fastest car on the racetrack. He's out there approaching now some lap traffic like Shane Weinmill with number 14, William Weber and the number 88. Those guys on the edge of falling 1 lap down to Tellerico's number 42. Tanner is putting down some whale of a lap times right now, and that lead time may be closer to 3 seconds by the time we hit the start-finish line to put lap number 64 to its conclusion. I can't believe next time by, we're already going to get 5 laps to go in this race.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to get that handful of laps, that fistful of laps. 5 laps will be the go here in Michigan. It's been a fantastic race here, Phil. And it hasn't been that many yellow flags, I believe. 2 yellow flags has slowed us, maybe even 1 yellow flag. 1 yellow flag has slowed us. So, I've had a hard time keeping track of that. But 1 yellow flag has slowed us here tonight. And it's been a fast-paced race. I mean, these guys putting on a clinic here. We've had green flag pit stops. This is the type of racing you want to see on an asphalt track there, Phil. As a 42 machine of Tanner Tellerico gets that 5 laps remaining here. Symbol on the front straightaway here. Is he going to be able to hold on? So far, he's been able to lengthen it over Colton Salick in that number 9 machine by 2.8 seconds.
Yeah, we're fighting a good battle back here going on. Todd Ryan Sampson 1 lap ago was running up to the 5th spot. It is no longer as Tom Richter has brought his 34 car now up to the top 5. As has David Patton in the number 38 car. He's come to the low side of Ryan Sampson. They're going to stay door to door in a dead heap. They're racing down the backstretch for that 6th spot. Sampson up high, Patton down low. They are still getting after here for P6 headed into turn 3.
Just remember, Phil, just a little bit ago we were talking about Sampson just barely being able to hang on to the top 10. Now he's made his way up virtual pit stops and different things that he's down inside the top 7. So right now it looks like he's going into jeopardy of losing that 7th spot. It's the 38 machine, like you said, on to the bottom. David Patton, as he's down the front straightaway here, is 4 laps remain.
4 laps remaining. I believe it was 2 tires also the last time Ryan Sampson was on pit road. So that may be playing into the role of why he may be losing those spots. You got Tom Richter's got a really good car. David Patton's K&N Filters number 38 also good. Those guys make contact. Sampson on the outside wall off the right side of the 38 car. Ryan will keep that thing pointing in the right direction. We stay green, but now that's definitely a change for position. And Ryan Sampson, he may have further trouble. That was a hard hit to the outside wall, and that thing's still certainly going to have damage. Now racing on, battling for the 2nd spot between Colton Salick and Andrew Payne. Those guys race on for 2nd in turn 1.
I think Salick used up his stuff a little bit early. The 84 has able to track him down, and Andrew Payne, like you said, tough break for Sampson. Pounding that outside wall, got to be some damage there. We'll see where he's going to end up. As Nick, the number 50, was starting to reel him in after that damage. So we'll see what happens. But the battle for 2nd starting to heat up, Phil. We're getting ready to come up on popsicle sticks in the air here at the Michigan International Speedway. We're only going to have 2 more trips around here, and it's going to be rather interesting. It looks like 2.7 seconds between Colton Salick and Tanner Tellerico. So now it's 2.6 seconds. So, I mean, he is gaining, but a little bit too late, I do believe, Phil. I don't think he can catch him.
No, Salick now in running in that 2nd spot, but he has Andrew Payne all over the back bumper there. Those guys may not be racing for a win, but they are racing in a points battle as well, don't forget. So it's a battle versus Salick versus Payne off of turn number 2, and they also have lap traffic up ahead as well that may also play a role in this race. Tanner Tellerico, he has cleared the lap traffic on the 4th turn. This time by, he's going to see white flag in the air. He may be 2 miles around the beautiful Michigan International Speedway from taking a checkered flag here tonight. The battle still continues to range on through the 9 of the 84. Here comes Payne to the inside using that lap car as a pick. Big track race, slamming a door shut and Salick down in the turn 1.
Yeah, Salick slams that door shut. Tellerico already just running away here in the last few moments, but the battle we're going to stay focused on is that battle for that second spot. The number 9 machine of Salick has it. The number 84 of Payne wants it as they come down the back straightaway. Payne's going to have the last-ditch effort as the 9 of Salick slams the door down to the inside, slams it up to the top shelf of the speedway. The 84 all over, just searching for a way around the number 9 of Salick. Here as we come through turn number 3. Number 9 is Salick able to hold on off of turn number 4. Is the 84 going to try one last-ditch effort? Phil, it's going to be Colton Salick going to take down second. The 84 of Andrew Payne going to take down third. But the winner here of the race tonight, driver number 42, machine Tanner Tellerico, with a fantastic showing here tonight, leading 52 laps of the 70 laps that we have completed here under green flag conditions. Phil, 1 yellow flag here tonight. Great race by the Cyber Thunder guys. And, man, if you're not involved in this league, you should.
Absolutely. It's a great league. Tom Richter, an old buddy of ours, going all the way back to 2003. Even looked it up today, Todd. Tom Richter was a very, over at Blazing Pedals at the time, but 2003 was the very first race we did as a broadcast team, as a full velocity brand. So we go back there a couple of years with Tom. So really good to come over here to see him have a reincarnation of Cyber Thunder over here in Tanner Tellerico, taking down the win in Michigan here tonight. Colton Salick in for second, Andrew Payne third. Jeremy Hebel finishing up fourth, and Tom Richter, our buddy, he rounds out with a good solid top 5. 6th will be David Pat, and Ryan Sampson finish up 7th. Nick Fleury in 8th. Edward Byan running 9th, and Andrew Burr, he finishes up in a solid top 10 run. Dakota Wilkins finishes up 11th. Troy Whiteside is 12th. Jay Morris 13th. William Weber 14th. Shane Weinmiller, he goes 1 lap down, but he finishes up with a good solid top 15 run. Jeffrey Ordens, number 65, comes home 16th. Gary Peterson 17th. 2 laps down, we find Corey Danielson finishing up in the 18th position. Adam West will finish up 19th. Michael Berg finishing up tonight in the 20th position, and running at the field, it looks like, is going to be Delek McClellan in the number 26 car. Derek finished 19 as my scoring reset. He was 2 laps down. He finishes ahead of Adam West and Michael Berg. Also, Craig Meyer looks like he was out here, Todd, but that car did not turn a lap out here in the server. So only 21 drivers taking the green flag, and tonight's big winner, on top of all you guys out there watching via Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV, Tanner Tellerico going to victory lane. We'll talk to him and the rest of our top 3 next on the post-race show live on your source for esports racing. All right, back here live at your source for esports racing, the Full Velocity Racing Network. We will talk to our top 3 finishers here on our podium tonight. We'll send Todd down to victory lane and talk to tonight's big winner, Tanner Tellerico. We'll run down here and talk to second place finisher Colton Salick. But first up, let's talk to tonight's third place finisher aboard car number 84, that being Andrew Payne. And Andrew, terrific run for you, finishing up third. A little bit of a gamble there on pit road, taking those 2 right side tires. How did that help you out, or was that not the right call? Because Tanner was really had you guys covered. You and Colton had a hell of a race there those last couple of laps for second. Tell us all about that run.
That whole run was good. I don't know if it actually showed, but I actually took 4 on that pit stop. If I think I probably should have pit a couple laps early, I would have maybe been able to pass Colton. But those final few laps, me and Colton were racing really hard, and I had used up all my stuff just trying to get up there, so it was a pretty good race.
Well, I gotta say, if you took 4 tires there and took left sides, I think you had Lightning McQueen's pit crew right there, because those things went up down about as quick as I could possibly see them. But Andrew had a really good race car out here tonight. It really did look like it. You know, you guys could carry a whole lot of speed there through the middle part of the racetrack, even up high. For whatever reason, those cars looked to get really tight. Yours especially off of turn number 2 there on that lap. You had to set up Colton there, and then Jeremy for a couple of laps. You saw that big run, head of steam going through 3 or 4. Your car was really hooked up on that side of the racetrack. Why do you think that is?
I think I was saving the right sides as best as I could on that run, and I think the other guys were kind of pushing a little bit harder than I was, and I think that's what helped. And then for some reason, like towards the end of that run, the back end was starting to step out. I think from being too tight to pushing it really loose, so that helped a little bit. But I think ultimately saving tires was what helped me get through at least 3 and 4 a lot better.
Well, that car was certainly hooked up there tonight. Andrew had a heck of a run. He started off fourth. He ended up 3rd here. So, hey, that's a job well done by you. Full Velocity Racing Network live with Cyber Thunder tonight on Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. So, driver of car number 84, Andrew Payne, I'll give you the mic one more time, my friend. The floor is all yours. Thank you. We'd like to thank you out here tonight.
I'd like to thank my parents and my teammate Colton for giving a good race tonight.
It's a pair of teammates right there. That race really good for that second spot. 3rd tonight goes to number 84 of Andrew Payne. We'll let him get back to his crew. Those guys really did a great job out here tonight. And we'll walk a little bit further down here, find his teammate down here aboard car number 9 as Colton jumps out of the car. Colton Salick, terrific job finishing up 2nd here tonight. Is there anything else you could have did with your setup-wise or whatever to catch up with Tanner? Because Tanner's car was certainly hooked up. You had a good piece as well. You passed a lot of race cars out there coming from the back part of the top 10 forward. But, man, tell us about your race car, man. It was looked to be really good, but the 84, whatever reason, the 42 rather, he was a little tad bit quicker.
Yeah, I mean, the 3 of us, we were all pretty equal on speed, but like in that middle run, I was catching him, and then he didn't really call his pit stop. I should have known. I got into him, and that kind of screwed up my whole kind of flow. So I screwed up my pit entry and didn't get into the stall right. I think I could have had something for him, but I had to push too hard to try to catch him, and I burned the tires off of it. So took all I could to hold off Andrew, and me and him had a fun little race there at the end.
Well, you certainly did. You guys are really going after it. His car was really good in 3 and 4. Yours seemed to really come to life through the middle parts of turn 1 and 2. You got a really good run off. You guys with teammates probably running similar setups. So why do you think your car was much better off at 2, where he really struggled a little off the exit of that turn?
I really think it was all driving style. I kind of like to drive it in a little bit deeper and get the thing loose in the center, and that helps in 1-2 to get the rotation where everyone else pushes. And 3-4, when I did that, I'd lose the rear end, and he was able to keep that kind of planted and get a good run off.
Well, I got to tell you what, I learned a lot from you guys watching how to attack this racetrack tonight and what to do, what to not do, and definitely pit road here has always been my bugaboo, and I think it did for you too. But Colton, a really good run tonight in that 9 car. I know a lot of people out there responsible for getting you out here, getting that car all ready. So Colton Salick, I give you the microphone here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network, live tonight via Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. So Colton, our friend, take the floor away and thank you like to thank you got you out here this evening.
Impulse Racing, which is Andrew, Will Norton, me, Tanner Tallarico has always helped me for a couple of years now, just hanging out and helping me get a little bit better. So I got to thank him. League for putting on a good show. League's new sponsor, Wyckoff Heating and Cooling, and you guys for putting it out there for people to see.
We're very happy to do so, and thank the guys from Wyckoff as well. We echo those sentiments, folks. There you have it here from out on pit road, the number 9 car. Colton Salick will finish up 2nd here tonight. So we have talked to a pair of teammates, but Colton and Andrew Payne. That means only one more left to interview down there in Victory Lane, and that's where we find our buddy Todd Stanton. He has caught up on our race winner, Tanner Tallarico. So Todd, take it away down there from BladeNode.com, Victory Lane.
And down here in BladeNode.com, Victory Lane with Tanner Tallarico, a driver of the number 42, taking down the victory here tonight. Tanner leading 52 laps at 70. You can say that's a pretty dominating performance there. Great green flag pit stop propelled you to the lead, and man, you just never looked back. Tell us about your win here this evening.
Yeah, well, first of all, this one's super special because we came back home, and whenever I come back home to race in Michigan, I always got my family company, Boardwalk Subs, on the car, so that's really cool to be able to get a win for them. And, last week, I know it wasn't broadcasted, but we raced at Milwaukee, and I put myself in position to win there and kind of lost that one on the driver's side. And basically downloaded the setup for this week and put in probably 150 laps yesterday and Monday night, and paid off. It was awesome. I want to say thanks to, like I said, Boardwalk Subs, my team, Siltman Crowder Racing. And then big news this week, we've got a brand new sponsor coming on board, Wyckoff Heating and Cooling. Cool for them. Cool for the broadcast, and it was a good day.
Definitely a good day here as we make our return trip here. The Cyber Thunder Racing League. Glad to be a part of this one here, Tanner. And it looks like you had a great race here tonight. I mean, it looked like early in the going there, Colton may have had something for you, but then all of a sudden, after green flag pit stops, you just had the better green flag pit stop. You were able to pull away here towards the end of that. Were you worried about Colton coming on strong, or what was your main worry here tonight?
Yeah, Colton's a good driver. I've known Colton for a while. He definitely kept me honest all night. Yeah, at the end of that first run, or before the pit stops, I should say, I don't really know what happened with the car. I think maybe I went a little bit too hard in the beginning of the run. There's a couple times there really early on in that same run where I was side by side and I was stuck on the outside a little bit. And in iRacing, unfortunately, if you get stuck on the outside for too long, you can just peel the rubber right off the tire. So I think that was part of the problem I had. But yeah, as soon as we came down pit road, which was a little eventful, we came down pit road, put 4 new tires on, and it was like I was in a whole different car. And I got lucky with some lap traffic at the right time, and they did a great job of giving me plenty of room to get around them. And I think that in itself really let me stretch open that gap there towards the end.
Yeah, definitely did there, Tanner. Great race again here tonight. We're going to give you the microphone as we're accustomed to here on Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for eSport racing. Give you the microphone. The floor is all yours. I know you thank some sponsors, but we're going to give you the opportunity to thank them again.
Absolutely. Well, first off, like I said, I want to say thanks to my family's company. They've been around for 15 years now, and they've always supported me in racing, whether it was real life or online. Tellerico's Boardwalk Subs. They've got 4 great locations all across West Michigan to serve all of your sub sandwich needs. And everybody back at Siltman Crowder Racing, been doing a lot of testing for the peak side, which again I think probably helped me out a little bit today. And then, like I said too, Wyckoff Heating Heating for coming on board to sponsor a lot of the races the rest of the season and put up a little prize money at the end of the year and give us drivers a little something extra to race for.
All right, that's going to do it for the BladeNode.com victory lane. Tanner Tellerico picking up the win here, driving the number 42 here this evening at Michigan International Speedway there, Phil. Fantastic race. 1 yellow flag is all that slowed us down here tonight. Great pace by these drivers. Great job by the Cyber Thunder Racing League. I cannot wait to come back for more of these shows.
Absolutely, Todd. We return back here on May the 30th with the Xfinity Series Wyckoff Heating and Cooling Xfinity Series here for the Thursday Night Thunder Clan at Cyber Thunder. Pocono is where we find these guys on May the 30th. Also coming back over here with 2 visits in the month of June on the 13th and the 27th. 3 were the last 4 races of the season, Todd. I believe all come on the airwaves here, also live on the Full Velocity Racing Network, July 11th, 18th, 25th, and also August 1st. So a lot of doses of Cyber Thunder are going to come straight at you live and in living color to your living rooms, wherever you may be now, live via Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. So got to thank you guys once again for tuning in tonight here, all our loyal fans. Got to thank the crew behind the scenes here. Of course, Jack and Todd, our buddy Ron Piles, everybody else that contributes here to the Full Velocity Racing Network. And, of course, our sponsors, of course, Hanover Record Service. Got to thank guys like Jeff Brown, iRacing, iFlag, Voiles Trucking coming aboard as a Royal Blue sponsor, BladeNode.com, Montstar Productions, Har Motorsports, TDR Racing League, Full Throttle with the Gent, Evil One Graphics, and Trash Panda Graphics. None of this can be done without all of you guys out there. All of you guys are fans, and thank you very much to Tom Richter, all the gang over here at Cyber Thunder. Cannot wait to come back here 3 weeks from tonight at Pocono with these guys. But, guys, we're going to be off here for the next couple of days. We return to racing live on Monday evening with the big triple header as normal over at Hard Motorsports UMP Modified Series, and then the doubleheader over with the Dirt Slinging Outlaws with the Pro Late Models and the Super Late Models. So everybody have a great and safe weekend. To all the moms out there, happy Mother's Day from all of us here live at the Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for esports racing. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Good night.